what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back in my backyard with the cicadas making all that noise, but you know what? We're here for a very good reason. This is that SUV so many people are talking about. It's the all-new, first time ever Infiniti QX55. But before we get into this sexy sportback coupe of an SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Infiniti. They've been doing the business for so many decades as the premium brand of Nissan. Now, when it comes to Infiniti, they bring that extra style. Obviously, with this QX55, they're bringing all-wheel drive to get that grip to the ground, but they're also bringing improved fit, feel, and finish. Now, this vehicle is a direct competitor against that BMW X4 Coupe and, of course, the Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe. But what I want to find out is, has Infiniti struck gold with this vehicle, taking from that long-standing QX50? So many people love the QX50, bringing some of that magic, cutting some of the roof line off. Have they done enough to topple the X4, to topple the GLC? And is this the new SUV that you should be buying and parking in your garage? Let's go ahead. Let's find out with our 2022 Infiniti QX55. Right off the bat, you're gonna notice all new sheet metal. Now the cool thing is that there's 3 different trim levels. There's Luxe, there's Essential, and then there's, I'm almost having a hard time making it 3, there is Sensory. We have the Sensory trim, that's gonna be that top level trim. At the front of the business, you're gonna get all new headlight housing design. I love the way they did the sporty angular shape. You have your LED turn signals, daytime running lamps, and that multi-beam LED headlight design. Nice mixture of some gloss black and some silver on the interior. You'll notice in the lower corner, the way it extends, very aggressive. They really went bold with the styling. You're gonna have just a splattering of gloss black around that corner area, and then you are gonna get functional LED fog lamps and functional air curtains. What I do like is the way they took the design of these side air curtains and brought it into the grille. And we'll talk more about that in a second. Coming into that center section, you're gonna get that unique design to the Infiniti grille. If you see the wave motion with this gunmetal gray grille, it's actually meant to look like that. They actually took the design from flowing water. We do have a nice high mounted front facing camera. You do have your iconic Infiniti badge, and as we work down, just a little bit of gloss black, and look at the way they bring down this lower lip extension. This really gives the front end of the business a lot of character, and the way that the roof and the hood kind of slopes down right into the grille, very, very clean. Now getting up onto that hood, you'll notice that there's a peak in the center, rises up, and it goes right towards the windshield. Everything else kind of curves and flows towards the A-pillars. Lots of beautiful lines, lots of great style. We come around the bend, what do we work with? Like I said, we have all-wheel drive, and we have these 20-inch wheels. Look at the way they machined aluminum part of it, and the rest of it is gonna be a gunmetal gray color, 20-inch wheel, 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall. My one zonk is they should have painted on the top trim, they should have painted this whole fender. There is some flat black plastic around the fender opening. I'm thinking that it would have looked a lot cleaner, all painted. Let me know what you think inside the comment section. But you can see how the hood meets with the fender. Little bit of a decorative trim, nothing that's meant to look like fake vents, which is great. Breaks up what could be a bland side fender. Nice metallic pearl to the paint. You're gonna have gloss black on the mirror caps. They use the older style turn signals. Not really a big fan of these, so I am gonna zonk those. Would have been nice to kind of slim those up, but you do have gloss black low to the roof rails. That's gonna cut down on wind noise. Bright shiny metalwork top and bottom, and some chrome on the door handles. Think about this for a second. With this being a sporty SUV that's a coupe, wouldn't that have been great if they went with dark chrome finish rather than the bright shiny stuff? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section, but very tasteful, all of the elements. You'll notice that lower sill extension helps give it that sporty side profile. Body lines looking really smooth all the way towards the rear. That roof sloping back, Nice shape on the quarter window with the trim, the way they bring it all the way into the rear pillar. And then when we get to the tail end of the business, you're gonna notice a gloss black low spoiler roof that extends off. I wish it actually extended a little bit further to try to take this wiper and tuck it underneath. So I kind of get why they did not tuck it underneath, but that would have just cleaned up the whole rear. Love the way there's that nice flat surface coming off the glass. Did a great job. Infiniti does a great job with their lighting, especially the taillights on this QX55. You got your Infiniti badge with your button here to open up the rear tailgate area. Infiniti logo, and look what they did. They actually they listened to me, and they sunk each of the letters into the rear hatch to help clean it up. Your QX55 badge, the all-wheel drive on the driver's side there, and as we drop all the way down, you are gonna get functional exhausts. Yes, they are that vacuum style design, but they do cleanly fit nicely into the lower bumper area, and this simulated rear diffuser, even the way that they hid the DOT required reflectors nicely in that almost like flared fender style going on there. But let's go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our QX55. Guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Underneath that hood, not the sexiest of engine covers, but it does have the Infiniti badge and the VC Turbo script there. That's because this is that variable compression turbocharged engine. It's a 2-liter VC turbo. That means it's going to pump out 268 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT transmission. It comes with all-wheel drive standard, just like I said. 0 to 60 in about 6.4 seconds. Top speed, 137 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 4,150 pounds. MPGs, 22 in the city and 28 on the highway. That variable compression turbocharged engine has quite a bit of pep to it. Nice to have the standard all-wheel drive take that whole guessing game out of the equation. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what this sensory trim QX55 brings to the table. All right, guys, we're inside this brand new 2022 Infiniti QX55. I know you've been saying, well, Joe, I've been digging the coupe style SUVs. I thought for sure I would have to go German Euro. I'm kind of excited about this QX55 from Infiniti. How much is it? So like I told you, there's 3 different trim levels. This is the top trim, the sensory trim. So you're looking at an MSRP of $60,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the beautiful, clean, sporty style. You're gonna get nice contrast stitching up top, all soft touch material. There's this dark stained wood that looks very, very exquisite. With the silver trim, we have the premium Bose sound system, multi-speaker sound system for those clear tunes. Armrests, same story. The white contrast stitching, nice soft material, no gloss black, and the door pocket is a good size. Easily put a foot-long cold cut combo and a bottle of Mountain Dew Code Rainbow that you could wash it all down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, the style is great. The stitch work, the wood trim, the silver, all soft touch, and then we get to the infotainment side of things. Some people love this, some people don't. I'm just a little confused because with it being totally new, I thought they would have definitely gotten rid of the dual screen setup. So you have that 8-inch and 7-inch screens. Up top is gonna be your navigation. Down below, like you can see, your Sirius XM. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. The navigation is that little older technology, but it is nice and clear. You got dual climate control. I like the dual color too, the red with the dark black, that charcoal gray finish. I throw it into reverse. Backup cameras up top, low resolution, also small size, but you do have the 360, which is a nice touch. Dropping on down, you got your dual climate control, ventilated seats, heated seats, a little bit of gloss black that also seems out of place because this is the only gloss black in the whole vehicle up front. You do have a CD player, so get out your Pearl Jam, get out Twisted Sister. You can rock out all day long, and your Sirius XM on that Bose sound system. I do like this nice Rolodex style cover. It opens up. You have a tray here for some Mike and Ike's, maybe some circus peanuts. We got a USB-C, USB, and a 12-volt 2 cup holders. The one thing that's missing that I have to zonk, no wireless charging. That is a bummer to me. This is going to control that CVT transmission, a little bit of that leather with the white contrast stitching. We do have a rotary dial knob for the infotainment system if you don't want to touch the screen. Nice bright silver start stop button. And then this is all soft touch material. And I love the design. The way they did the colors looks great. Open it up. What can you put in there? You know that glass football that you won back in high school for the state championship? You could keep that in here. Felt lining means it's not going to get scratched, and you have a USB. Seats, love them. Two-tone, darker material on the outside with the stitching, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver, and you have a standard size sunroof. My question is, at 60 grand, where is the panoramic sunroof? I don't know, it's not in here. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Infiniti QX55. All right, guys, here we are, business time. Behind the wheel, you have 2 memory seat settings. I do like that nice aluminum sill plate down there with the Infiniti name that lights up at night. You have your seat controls, easy to get to, especially that lower lumbar. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I have plenty of room in here. This comes with that Pro Pilot Assist technology, blind spot monitoring, all that safety technology that's going to make sure that you and your family arrive alive every single time. Electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And the steering wheel, I love. I think it's very sporty looking. Nice silver on the steering wheel with a classy horn button, flat black switch gear. You are going to have paddles, and they are plastic on the back of the wheel to go through the simulated gears in the CVT transmission. And then the dash is a mixture of analog and digital display. You have a 7-inch digital display which you could scroll through a cornucopia of information, and then you have your analog tach, speedometer, fuel gauge, and cooling gauge, and there is a head-up display, which is nice. Why don't we go ahead though, let's get into the back seat and see if your passengers are going to lose their heads because of less roof line in this sexy QX55. All right guys, back seat time, and what's incredible is you're going to get that coupe sexy shape, and you're still getting plenty of headroom in here. So if you were so worried about losing passenger volume, and you'll see when we get to the cargo area, you're not losing really much cargo volume area as well. What you're getting is one sporty SUV. Now the backs of the seats, you can see the soft touch material, a little bit of plastic. I guess that's good when your kids are picking their nose and they wipe it on the back of the seat. You could clean it off. You have nice large pockets. Keep a couple magazines in here. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love Popular Mechanics, Popular Science, Car and Driver, Road and Track, Motor Trend, Auto Week. It seems like nobody wants to read anymore, but you do have nice pockets in the back. We have our 2 rear AC vents with a little bit of silver trim. You could adjust the temperature very easily. Look what we got though, a USB and a 12 volt. So they got you covered connectivity wise. Key fob. Here is your Infiniti key fob, still looking good. It's not going to poke you in the family jewels and stop you from having kids, which is a good idea. And you have remote start, which is wonderful. The seats, though, very supportive, very controlled. Do they slide? What do you think? Yes, they do. They also recline a little bit, so that's really nice. And you also have a really nicely padded armrest, 2 cup holders, and a Slim Jim holder. That is a patented Infiniti Slim Jim holder. And you're getting the sexy red and that charcoal black gray seat combination, which looks so good back here. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the cargo area, because I promised you some room. I'm going to show you some freaking room. Let's go check it out. All right guys, cargo time. Like I showed you earlier, you're just going to take your finger, push that little triangular button, you get the beep, nice electric assist. And you know what? You would think with them cutting off some of the roof line of this vehicle that it's going to limit you on space. Look at all the space you still have. With the rear seats up, you're looking at 27 cubic feet of space. On the driver's side, you have this large nook for the box of Twinkies. Plus, you got a 12 volt here. And you could easily put a box of Twinkies, a bag of Lay's chips. You got the handles to pull down the seats. There's the seats up. You want to see the seats go down? Boom. Fold the seats down. Now you're looking, you went from 27 cubic feet of space up to 54 cubic feet of space. Plus, you have a separate nook over here. So this side you can keep the Doritos. This side you can keep a bag of Lay's, keep them segregated. But look at that. Open this up. You got this wonderful storage area. I could easily put I'd say $2 million back here. No, not in cash, silly. $2 million worth of 100 gram bars. Line them up, load them up, lock them down, and you are ready to go. Speaking of locking it down, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go lock down some on throttle in our QX55. All right, guys, this time I am gonna put it in manual shift mode. You get a little simulated gear indicator here. Right now we're in simulated gear, obviously number 1, but on throttle, here we go. Using the paddles. On the brakes. Chassis balance feels good around this long right-hand bend. You got the all-wheel drive keeping you planted. So definitely chassis dynamics feel great. Steering is still a little light for my taste, but I do feel connected to the front end of the car, which is great. And then having that all-wheel drive to keep you planted does keep everything nicely put together. Right, guys, pulling away from the light, using the paddles to shift. Head-up display is super clear. I'm just not the biggest fan of this CVT transmission. But if you're looking for a unique SUV and a unique SUV driving experience, this QX55 checks off a ton of boxes. All right, guys, time to take this out on the highway and see how highway driving is going to be on throttle. Here we go. Great news is that with the simulated shifts, you're not getting that loud RPM drone, that constant RPM drone that you sometimes get with CVT vehicles. But getting up to speed is not a problem. It does have plenty of power to get out of its own way. And cruising down the highway here, very quiet, good sound deadening materials, not getting a lot of wind noise, and even with those 20-inch wheels, not getting a lot of road noise either. But hopefully this gave you a great overall feel of what the QX55 is about, especially in this sensory trim. We're gonna go ahead and get back to where it all began and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day with this Infiniti QX55. I definitely want to thank Kyle, Aileen, and the rest of the team over at Infiniti for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. It really shows that Infiniti is ready to have that renaissance, just like its sister brand Nissan, bringing fresh style, bringing some changes. Let me know what you think about this whole coupe situation. Are you gonna go with the X4 and BMW? Are you gonna go the GLC route with Mercedes-Benz? Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the first link, get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Click the second link, become a Raiti's Rides Patreon member. Gotta give it up to the person behind the lens. She is busting her butt out here in the hot Florida sun. Show Lori some love in the comment section. She is the greatest videographer in the whole universe. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.